Tonight's episode is brought to you by the Be Real Podcast Network. For more episodes like this, go to BREELnetwork.com. Enjoy the show.
And we are back with the next episode of For Your Distraction. I am one of your hosts. My name is Adam. Sitting across from me, as always. You know what? Introduce yourself, sir. You do it, always do it best.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Okay. Hey, I'm Scott.
Scotty.
We're back, Adam.
Yes, we're back. We're back with another great episode.
You know, I've said this before, but this time I mean it. We've had some good ones. We have had some good ones, but this one right here, this one is going to be a dandy. So,
would you say it might be our best episode ever?
You know, I hate to judge, but yeah, I think it's safe to say that this one right here, those of you listening right now, congratulations, you picked a winner.
Boy, there's going to be a lot of people that unsubscribe after this episode if it's not good.
This is it right here. We knocked this one out of the park.
Well, let's start it as we always do with the beer of the show.
The beer of the show today comes once again from our great friends at the Stone Church Pizza House and Brew Pub in Hermitage, Pennsylvania. We are drinking the Crimson Cloak. It is a English red ale, Adam. It is the ABV is 7.2. I've had this before. I've had this beer at the brewery, so I'm quite a fan. I want to know what you think about it. Why don't you go first?
You know, I'm enjoying it. It doesn't have like the wow factor I like to say, but it's still a good beer. Like I kind of like it. It's a little bit light on the lighter side, I would say. Not color wise, but taste wise, I would say it's a little bit on the lighter side. Hop level, I guess you would say, is not very high. But it still doesn't take anything away from it. I still think it's a pretty good beer. I would give it a recommend. I recommend this beer. It's not fantastic, but I would recommend it.
He recommends it, ladies and gents. Well, to look at the beer, it's got a caramel color.
Looks almost like an iced tea color almost.
Okay, I like that. I do taste the hoppy flavor, and it's almost got more of earthy hops to it, but it's kind of, the bitterness is drowned out by a sweet flavor too.
Yes.
So you're not huge on the bitter flavor that you get from some of the hops, but I think that they infuse the sweetness with whether it's the sugar, how the sugar fermented in it. I think it gives it more of a sweet tone that you typically like, Adam. So.
I do like this. This is the hop level that I enjoy. I do. This definitely has a great combination of things for somebody like me.
So this is a very good one. I'm very excited about this. I'm going to give it a 4.75. Not quite a 5, because you give me shit for throwing out 5s like candy. 5 being a perfect score for me. But this is pretty darn close, so I'm going to give it a 4.75. I highly recommend this beer. So if you're ever in the Hermitage, Pennsylvania area in Mercer County, the Shenango Valley, head on over to the Stone Church Pizza House and Brew Pub, order yourself the Crimson Cloak or any one of their other fantastic beers, and tell them For Your Distraction sent you.
You won't get a discount, but you get a thumbs up maybe.
Or they'll be like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, I mean, who are they? For your what? For your what? So, one of the greatest things happened this week, Scott.
The greatest things of all time?
One of the greatest things to happen in our lifetime so far. The first Infinity War trailer dropped.
Oh, it did.
It did. Listen, let me tell you a story. I was having a really bad day that day, and I was at class. I didn't want to be in class. I didn't want to be at work. I was on break. I opened up my tablet. I go on YouTube, and I'm like, let's see what's going on here. And I saw it an hour prior. The Infinity War trailer was uploaded, and I looked, and I was like, oh my God, day is all of a sudden better. And I watched it, and there was just a smile on my face.
I watched it, I think, 3 times back to back to back when I first saw that it was out. I think I've watched it maybe a grand total of 11 times since it's been released. When I first watched it, I got a rock hard dick from it, so Man, it's great.
This movie from this trailer, I don't think it really spoiled anything so far, anything we didn't already know at least. If you haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, you might have gotten a little bit of a spoiler for
I haven't seen Thor
there.
Ragnarok yet.
We're not going to go into what we think the spoiler may or may not be, but there's mentions of Black Panther in this movie, and the Black Panther movie isn't even out yet, so there's certain weird choices they made.
So hey, Black Panther makes it.
Yeah, so...
I'm not going to die.
But I think this, from what it looks like in this trailer, it looks like this is meant to be like just an epic-sized movie, and it doesn't look like it's going to be one of those comedic Marvel movies they make because it looks like shit goes down. Like shit is going to go down, and people are going to die.
So before we go any further, Adam, it's just a trailer we're discussing, so we can't give away too many spoilers that people don't already know about. But if you're listening to this program, do yourself a favor, and in fact, do everybody a favor, and pause this episode, go to YouTube or whatever video service you use, and watch the fuck out of the Avengers Infinity War trailer. Then come back to here and press play, and you'll have an idea of what we're talking about, because we're going to dissect this trailer. We're going to go into depth.
I imagine at least half this show, if not maybe a little more, is going to be us talking about this trailer.
I mean,
and what we love about it.
A 2.5 minute trailer, and we're going to talk about it for a good 45 minutes.
It's that good.
Yeah.
Like, if you're one of those people, if you're somebody like me who's become really worried about watching trailers because of spoilers, for example, for the Superman or Batman v Superman trailer, that spoiled a lot.
From their Genesis.
Thor Ragnarok, that trailer spoiled a big thing in the movie, in my opinion. Don't worry about that. Like I said, the only minor spoiler might be for something that happens in Thor Ragnarok, but it's not that big of a deal. It really isn't.
As I said in the opening, I have not yet seen Thor Ragnarok. It is on my list.
It's a great movie.
I want to see it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to rent it as soon as it comes out on my family video. Represent FamVid. But I have not seen it yet, and there's one thing that it kind of does give away in the trailer, but it's something that I'm familiar with in the comics that I already knew was going to happen. So it's not a huge surprise to me. So
yeah, so it's not a big deal. It's a great trailer. Go watch it, and then let's come back to our dissecting. Welcome back. As I said before, This trailer, it shows that shit goes down in this movie. Like it doesn't look like it's going to be. It might have some comedic elements, but it doesn't look like it's going to be one of those Guardians of the Galaxy style Marvel movies where it's like, yeah, they're doing a battle, but there's a lot of quippy jokes and everything like that. It looks almost like they're going DC wise, not in a bad way, with the dark side. Like they're going with like the dark side of the universe. Like this is the Infinity War.
This is
shit
the culmination. This is what everything has really been building up to for years now. Especially in like the after credits of some of these Avenger films and Thor and Iron Man, and you're seeing Thanos, the Mad Titan, and he's talked about in Guardians of the Galaxy in depth, and you see him. But what about him? He hasn't been the main antagonist in any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet. Now we see him.
And in this
is
trailer,
he going to live up to the hype? Because they've been hyping him.
In this trailer, I really do love the choices they made when they showed Thanos in this trailer. Because when they showed Thanos, like the first time they showed him was when he walked out of this portal that appears. And you don't see a lot of emotion on his face, but you see like what you don't see is almost the same thing as what you do see, because he has like almost a blank stare on his face when he's looking around, almost like he should like raise one eyebrow like The Rock and be like, what the fuck is going on here? Who do these people think they are? Like he had such like just the non-look on his face was like he almost didn't care about what was going on here. Like nothing the Avengers could throw at him would have meant anything to him. It did not matter.
When he steps out of that portal, is he on Earth? Or is he on another planet?
I believe he is.
I'm thinking that this battle is going to wage on Earth. Because you see in the one scene with Peter Parker on the school bus, you see like what I think looks like a portal to another dimension of some sort appear above New York City.
It's like a mechanical basically a mechanical ring is what it is.
You see that, and I don't know if that's the same portal that Thanos is going to be entering from, I guess.
Obviously, there's something to do with it.
But
so it could be a weapon for all we know.
I'm thinking that this battle does take place on Earth. And if that's the case, then the Earth is going to get fucked up.
Well, we see, because we saw Doctor Strange make an appearance in the trailer, which I'm really happy about, and we see Doctor Strange with Tony Stark. They are together in the Sanctum Sanctorum, and along with the Incredible Hulk, Bruce Banner, is there with them. And when you step outside and you see Doctor Strange and his Asian partner, which I love that man so much. I'm so happy he's in the movie.
It's his Kato.
Yeah, he's such a good comic relief. I don't know how much that's going to play, like I said in this one, but he's such a good character. I'm so happy he's in it. But they're standing in the middle of the street and they're just surrounded by rubble and just it looks like pieces have broken off buildings and shit's been tossed around, and Tony's just sitting there, like, not even in his Iron Man suit. It looks almost like it's early on in the movie, and he's like, what the hell is going on?
Well, we do know Disney has released that this is going to be at least a 2-part film. And more than likely a 3-hour film.
And to be honest with you, I know when we say things like that, we're always like, oh my god, why does that have to be that long? Like, I said that about Justice League when I heard about that. I was like, it does not need to be that long. This movie needs to be that long. I'm sorry, it does.
Every superhero, think about it. Up until now, besides the Avengers, in the Avengers is the exception to the rule, but we've had Iron Man films where he is the main character. Thor, he's the main character. Captain America, he's the main character. This is fucking everybody. Like, everyone we've been introduced to so far. How can, like, you're going to pay all these actors. Like, Paul motherfucking Rudd is going to be Ant-Man in this film. He has to have screen time.
Is he
Tom
going to?
Holland is Peter Parker.
Is Paul Rudd?
Spider-Man.
Is Ant-Man going to be in this one? Because I know the Ant-Man and the Wasp is supposed to be. I've heard rumors about that movie. That's confirmed to be happening.
It is. Yes.
I didn't know if maybe he would make an appearance in a later movie or whatever. Maybe I don't know if maybe he was in his movie and it was happening at the same time as Infinity War.
He's the only Avenger, if you will, that we did not see in the trailer. We did not see Ant-Man, but he could have been there because he's a fucking little guy. So he could have been, like, for all we know, on Cap's shoulder or something running. I don't know.
Let's name off all the people we saw in the trailer, okay? We got Iron Man, we've got Doctor Strange, we've got Spider-Man, we've got Cap America, Black Panther, Black Widow, we've got Bucky. We got Bucky, he's in there. Incredible Hulk. I'm at 8 right now. We got War Machine. We saw War Machine.
We did see War Machine.
We saw
Hawkeye was there.
Hawkeye. Did we see Hawkeye?
Hawkeye was there.
I didn't see Hawkeye. I did not see him.
We saw the members of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
We saw them. We saw Thor. We saw what's his name? Who's the Hawk guy? Not Hawkeye, but the dude that has the robot wings.
Falcon.
Yeah, Falcon. I couldn't remember his name. We have Falcon. He's in there. Like, everybody is in this movie. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, and we don't see Ant-Man, but Paul Rudd is listed in the credits.
That's good.
So,
what I like about this movie is they're not afraid to change their characters and their looks. Like, for example, Black Widow now is sporting short blonde hair because Scarlett Johansson is now a blonde, and it's Scarlett Johansson, so she's not going to dye her hair back to red for any movie. So whatever. So she's now a short blonde hair. Cap has a beard. Captain America with a grizzly beard. And
he was wearing all black. He wasn't wearing the stars and stripes.
Yeah.
He was in solid black.
Dude, look, prison changes you, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna get tattoos like teardrop tattoos, man. Prison changes a man.
Wear a Band-Aid under your eye, free Cap. But
get this man a shield.
We see Vision, and he's not the purple looking. He looked like a human being.
Yeah, Vision's basically almost a god, sort of, I guess you would say.
Well, the Infinity Stone. Which one does he have?
It's
Mind Stone. It's the Mind Stone?
No, the Mind Stone's a blue one. It's the one because Loki used it in the first Avengers to control people's mind. His is wisdom.
Okay.
I think it is something. It's something like that. It's not like a power stone. It's like a wisdom stone or something. It's something along those lines. But And
the Mind Stone's the Tesseract.
Yes, that's,
right?
that's a Tesseract. And if you didn't know this, push pause, I guess you could say, or listen, whatever.
No, fuck that.
Vision's gonna die. Vision's like the one Avenger we knew from the beginning that is going to die. I knew back in Avengers 2, he's going to die. You see a scene in this movie where it looks like the staff that Loki had in the first Avengers movie is being slammed into Vision's forehead and at the crystal.
Is it Loki doing that, or is it?
You don't see who does it.
Okay,
you can only see like their legs.
And I guess it could be Loki because it looks like it's Loki's staff. So at first I thought it was Loki doing that. But then I thought more about it. I'm like, well, Loki got his staff from Thanos. Yeah. So Thanos probably has umpteen of those staffs. He probably gave one to one of his children who's doing the same thing. But what they're doing with the staff is prying the Infinity Stone off of Vision's forehead.
Which is how he stays alive. That's how he is
basically,
Vision.
He'll turn back into Jarvis, I guess.
Or he'll just die. He'll just be a robot husk at that point, I think. Because like he's a
physical form.
Yeah, like
physical form.
But like it's not like he's gonna re-download his mind back into like Tony Stark's mainframe. He's gonna be look, I'm sorry. This is the one series of movies where you have to kill off some characters. You have to kill off some characters to make it seem like there's actually something you're fighting against, to make it seem like there's actual competition, an actual rival, and nemesis is coming at you. Because here's the thing, if everybody survives, then what was the point of the Infinity War?
And they've done that. We've seen them in the other Avengers movies kill off Quicksilver.
Yeah, we've seen them. You can't count that really because he was killed in the movie he was introduced. So you can't really count that.
And I guess you can't really count this either, but you saw Agent Coulson, who was a fan favorite, get killed. Now, I know there was some stupid plot hole how they brought him back in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on TV, but they never fucking talk about it on the movies side of the thing.
But they killed off characters that you don't want to see dead, but the movies can continue easily without them being alive.
Quicksilver and Agent Coulson were not necessary characters. Yeah. We like them, but...
like... Disney has said after the Infinity War movies, once that is all done, they are still going to do more Marvel movies with like Spider-Man and things like that. We might need to see fan favorites die. Tony Stark might have to die because it is an emotional impact in this movie, or Captain America might have to die, or somebody on that level is going to have to die. Like this is the Infinity War. Heroes are going to have to die. Like, to make it seem like there's an actual problem, to make it seem like there's an actual conflict.
On that note, part of the trailer, we see Tony Stark, not Iron Man. We see Tony Stark. And it's real brief, because, again, it's the trailer. It looks like he's holding someone, someone dying. Not sure who. I guess, I didn't think about this tonight. It could be Vision. Because Tony Stark has a relationship with Vision. Yeah. He was Jarvis before, so it could be him.
Well, in this scene, like, there's epic...
Or there's two more I thought it could be. We see Tony Stark has taken Peter Parker under his wing as, like, a protege. So it could be Spider-Man, because you see Spider-Man getting hammered.
But he's not going to die. We know Spider-Man's like the one safe character in this movie. There's no way they're going to kill off Spider-Man.
Disney just paid a lot of money for the rights to Spider-Man. We've got one Spider-Man movie under our belt. I don't think so either, but it could. What about
He could be damaged. He could be like seriously hurt and damaged, almost to the point where he thinks he's dead.
What about this? A dead Peter Parker with a ripped-off Spider-Man is laying there, and one of the dead children of Thanos is murdered next to him with some crazy alien from somewhere, and his black blood oozes out of his body and seeps onto Peter Parker, and it goes into his eyes and gets the cloudy X-Files eyes going on, and you've got Venom.
That would be interesting, but they've already confirmed they're doing a Venom movie without Spider-Man in the movie. It's already been confirmed that's going to happen.
Just throwing the idea.
I know that would be that would be an interesting idea. I think that would be an extremely interesting way to take it, because then you could have almost like a Spider-Man movie in between the Infinity War movies where they're trying to get Peter Parker back so he can help them with the fight with Thanos and everything like that. Like, that would be a very interesting thing. Here's an idea. I don't think it's going to be this. Here's an idea though. What if he's holding Captain America's body? Reason, at the end of Civil War, They had a falling out.
They did.
They had a falling out. They were brothers. They loved each other, and they had a falling out to the point where Tony helped put Cap in prison. What if it's like a brotherly thing where it's like he's holding Captain's body? He's like I never got to apologize for what I did.
In the trailer, we don't see them
Tony's
fighting.
crying. Like, you could see Tony Stark, like Robert Downey Jr., that you could see the background. It looks like there's shit on fire. There's nothing but destruction and rubble, and he's just sitting there, and you could tell like he hears something because he does like a slow turnaround, but you could see he's got tears coming down his eyes. Like, he's emotional. Something has happened. Like, we know it.
It could be that. It could be like you never got a chance to say, I bury the hatchet. But in the trailer, we never see them fighting side by side. Yeah. You see Iron Man fighting in what I think appears to be New York City, and you see Captain America fighting in looks like Wakanda. Yeah.
Well, remember this part of the trailer, Iron Man, he pulls out the Hulkbuster suit. He pulls out the Hulkbuster, and it looks like when he's in the Hulkbuster, he's at Wakanda.
How do you know he's in it? How do you know it's not remotely controlled?
I guess, but I would be disappointed if he wasn't in it. I guess.
He's got to be two places at one time. Apparently, the Thanos is about fighting on two fronts. We see this.
Yeah, because you see...
They have an Infinity Stone in Wakanda.
Yes, there is an Infinity Stone in Wakanda. Thanos has, we see in the trailer, he has at least 2 Infinity Stones. Loki gives him the Tesseract, the blue Infinity Stone, and he has the purple one that he gets from space. He has a purple one that he gets, that was the one that the Collector had.
He has the Collectors.
Yes.
So we know Vision has one.
Yes.
We know Doctor Strange has one.
Yes. He's got the green one.
The Time Stone.
Yeah, the Time Stone. There's one, then that means...
And then Black Panther has one in Wakanda.
There's also the red one. Remember the red one from Thor 2?
Right. Who has that?
I don't know.
Is that the one they took to Asgard?
That might
So Thor might have it.
He might. I don't know.
Okay, I
know remember. There's that. There's at least 6, I think. There's one for each finger and then one...
No, they took the Tesseract to Asgard. That's how Loki has it.
There is a red one. I don't know where the fuck it is.
Okay, well, we'll find out in the film. Here's my other thought of who this could be. and I think you might like this. It could be Tony Stark holding the dead body of Pepper Potts.
I was just thinking, the second you said that, I was just thinking that.
We all know Gwyneth has to concentrate on her website,
her Goop website. She's all in for that.
Her contract with Disney is expiring.
She made an appearance in Spider-Man at the end of the movie, briefly in one scene. Wasn't looking too hot. Like she looked like she had some skin treatment done, or she had some plastic surgery done.
Don't knock Gwyneth. You totally would.
I didn't say I wouldn't. But what I'm saying is, she didn't look like she did in the previous movie. She looked like she had like a really bad tan.
You're saying Tony could do better? Is what you're saying?
We've seen Tony do better, but I'm just saying I wouldn't. I'm not knocking it. I'd take a stab. I'm just saying. So it looks like she's not really committed to the movies, and
just like what happened with Natalie Portman in Thor.
She got wrote off. She didn't even make an appearance. She got wrote off.
Yeah, and that was in Age of Ultron. There was that whole weird plot hole scene where Tony Stark and Thor are arguing back and forth about which girlfriend's better, but none of them took the time to, be
invite
there
them
with
to the party.
Right. Well, from what I understood, Natalie Portman got butthurt because of what was the Thor 2?
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo. No, might as well have been Electric Boogaloo. Darkness, something.
Yeah,
Darkness.
Yeah, something. It was a bad
Thor,
movie.
Shadows of Darkness. It was a piece of shit.
It was literally might be the worst movie Marvel's done.
I think
honestly.
so. I didn't like it at all. It was originally, they had a female director who was directing Dark World. That's what it's called.
There it is.
She was directing Dark World, and it wasn't going well. So Disney terminated her contract and brought in a different director to finish the film, a male. And this is why Natalie Portman got butthurt, because she is a huge, amazing feminist. She had become friends with the director of Dark World, and she's leading the charge where there aren't enough women directors directing big blockbuster hits. And
which is
true.
It's true. Thing is, though, it's business. If If things aren't going well in the movie you're paying for, regardless whether it's a woman or guy, if things are not going well, you're going to get replaced.
Well, we saw Thor: Dark World, and I don't see how she could have done any worse than what we got.
Who knows how far she was in the movie before they replaced him, before they replaced her with another director. Because
that's on the new director. Complete.
It is all on the new director, but like I'm not saying like obviously the new director gets blamed for that too, but I'm just saying like we can't say that the new director didn't do a good job because look at the end result. We don't know how far she was in the movie before the new director came. I mean, there is a time limit that you have to get these movies done.
Disney also fired the original director of the Han Solo film and brought in Ron Howard. They were making it a comedy. And Disney didn't want that, so they brought Ron Howard in. Ron Howard's an Academy.
He's a scruffy-looking nerd. He's got to have some,
some comedy. Some comedy's fine, but apparently, from what I understood, it was a comedy, and I don't want that as a Star Wars film.
But would you argue that some of the Marvel movies are comedies, like Guardians of the Galaxy? Would you argue that's a comedy? There are some serious scenes that happen to it.
Guardians of the Galaxy was probably the most comedic related of the films. I hear Thor Ragnarok had a lot of comedy.
Yeah, it did. Okay. I had a good laugh throughout that movie. So that was great. Jeff Goldblum, fucking gold.
You can't go wrong.
Gold. You
can't go wrong bringing in Ron Howard. He's an Academy Award winning person. But what other ones? Zack Snyder, Justice League. He got let go, didn't he?
Yeah.
He brought somebody else in to do Justice League.
I think so. Yeah.
So.
Which, I mean, we're not going to go on a tangent on that, but I heard Ben Affleck doesn't want to even do anymore. I heard he doesn't want to do the standalone Batman movie they're trying to do.
I heard that too.
Originally he was supposed to write, direct, and star in it. Then he said, I'm not writing it. And then he said, well, I'm not directing in it either. And then now he's like, I don't even want to fucking be in the movie after what these people are doing. So,
yeah. Well, that's a whole nother kettle of fish. We'll get into it in another podcast. Yeah. But so we don't know who it is Tony Stark is holding. It could be Vision. I like that theory that you just gave me right now, especially since in the trailer we saw a little romance going on with Vision and Scarlet Witch.
We knew that was going to happen. Scarlet Witch, you know what? That Olsen, she's good looking. She's a good looking girl. Mm-hmm. She's very good looking. I'm a fan of that Olsen.
That Olsen.
She's the third. She's the lost Olsen. She's the third one that nobody knew about till now. So.
You know what? She's quickly rising in the rankings. I'd rank her one. I'd rank her one in the Olsen twins power rankings.
She's in the Marvel movies as an Avenger.
The Olsen sisters power rankings. Number 1, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Hands down, Godzilla, number 1.
Yeah.
So
she's great.
You see her getting... So that's going to tug at the heartstrings, Vision,
yeah.
They're having a relationship.
They always had a thing. They always had like a little bit of a chemistry between them because Vision, like you could tell in the Civil War, Vision cared about her a lot and did not want her to leave. He went about obviously the entire wrong way, but she did in Civil War. Scarlet Witch did kind of throw her powers around and blew up a man. So that was a whole thing. So Vision was trying to care about her, but I think that's going to be an interesting storyline there. One thing I think is very interesting as well, we see Thanos' forces. We see there's going to be an epic battle that takes place at Wakanda in the jungle. We see these 4-armed alien creatures that Captain America and Black Panther are just fighting off, and it looks like it's going to be an epic fight. Like, I cannot wait just for that scene because at the very end of the trailer you see a slow motion scene of Black Panther, Captain America, Black Widow, War Machine just fucking cruising in from the side, Falcon coming in from the other side, and fucking Incredible Hulk just sprinting along with an entire army of Wakanda warriors at their backside, just charging forward. Like, it looks like it's going to be an epic scene because you see a scene where there's like the classic scene where the soldiers run out of the woods so you can see how many soldiers there are. You see the alien forces running out of the jungle into the open field for this battle, and there's immense amounts of these soldiers. Like, Thanos brought an army. He wasn't messing around. He brought his forces to Earth. Like, everybody's there.
Yeah. So that it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be a war film, hence being called the Infinity War. It's gonna be a lot of action.
I'm really surprised they showed as much of Black Panther in this trailer before the Black Panther movies even come out.
Right.
The Black Panther movie isn't out until February. And they showed Wakanda. They showed the Black Panther. They showed all this shit going on. So it's like, I mean, I knew he wasn't going to die in his own first movie, but it's like still, like, who knows what happens. There's the one warrioress, the female warrior that is at his side almost at all times in the trailer. Like, she's in there, like, we get introduced to her. She looks like she's going to be a badass. So...
And the reason for this is... Thanos' goal is to get all of the Infinity Stones. There are 5, 6?
There's 5 or 6. I can't remember. I know there's one for each finger, but I can't remember.
There's one in the middle, too.
Yeah, okay, then I can't remember if the thumb had one or not. The thumb might have had one, too. So there's 5 or 6. I cannot remember.
So we know at least 3 of them are on Earth. Maybe more.
I think they're all on Earth at this point. Well, no, wait. No, yeah, you're right. Thor might have one, so... Well, okay, here's the thing. This comes into the spoiler territory for Thor Ragnarok. I'm not going to mention anything about the movie, but I'm just going to talk about the trailer. We see Loki handing over the Tesseract, as we mentioned before, and obviously he's handing it over to Thanos to save him.
We don't see who he's handing it to.
But let's be honest, he has it in the trailer. He's got the stone in the trailer. We could see it as he puts the stone into his gauntlet. Like, he has it.
Was he putting the blue?
I think it was a blue one. He had the purple
Mind
one.
Stone?
The purple one was already in there, and he was putting the blue one in there. So we already know he has it. But he's stepping over bodies, and these are the bodies of Asgardians that he is stepping over. And it gets into that whole spoiler territory. I don't know what's going on. I don't know... like where they're attacked, because we see at the end of the trailer Thor meets up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians of the Galaxy are in space. So it begs the question, like, is Thor attacked before Thanos reaches Earth? Does he go to Earth and then go back to space? Like, it begs those certain questions about what is going on. Like, there's so many questions. Like, is Loki going to rejoin with Thanos just to save his own skin? Who knows?
Isn't there an Infinity Stone on the one planet from Guardians of the Galaxy?
That was the purple one.
Isn't it there?
Thanos has the purple one.
How did he get it?
The purple one, I don't know. I can't remember how he got it.
What's the planet called where the battle happened in Guardians of the Galaxy?
I can't remember. It's very forgettable. I can't remember.
John C. Reilly was in charge of security.
I know.
They were doomed from the beginning.
I know what you're talking about. That's the purple one, because I remember whenever Quill grabs the Infinity Stone in his hand and holds it in his hand, it's basically a blue-purple fire that's surrounding them. So it's the purple stone that they have. So Thanos has that stone. We see it in the trailer. Mm-hmm. So how he gets that? I hope maybe they'll tackle that in the film. He's got a lot of stones to get. He's got work to do. Yeah, he's got like more than half of them at this point. We see him get in the trailer. So
I mean, in the trailer, we see him holding the Infinity Gauntlet with 2.
Yes.
And we imagine he's going to accumulate more throughout the picture.
We see Vision getting attacked. Like I said, we don't know how that scene ends. For all we know, somebody could blast that. Tony Stark and Iron Man, so he could use his fucking palm ray to blast whoever's prying the stone off Vision off his forehead. We don't know. Like we don't know how that scene ends. But I would hazard a guess that he will get the 3rd stone. So what do you think about Spider-Man's new costume?
It was like an Iron Man, Spider-Man hybrid. That's
what I was thinking too, because I've heard this criticism before about from a few other people. I like to watch sometimes. There's this one YouTuber I like who will do reaction videos to trailers, and he'll break down the trailer as you're watching it. He'll watch it first and go back through and like break it down and talk it. It's really entertaining. But he brought this up, and I agree with him. It seems like it's very much an Iron Man suit, to the point where it's like, are we just having 2 Iron Men now? Like, it's not really like, I can understand having like a Tony make him a suit. Like, I love the suit from the Spider-Man movie. I can't remember. Did you see the Homecoming yet?
Yeah, I saw Homecoming.
I love that suit. This is like the beefed up version of that suit. It's like plate armor that he's using. I don't know how much I like that. I guess I understand it because you're fighting this god, but
he's got super spider strength.
He's got super spider.
He doesn't really need armor.
Yeah, like it kind of takes away from it a little bit. Like it's basically like, okay, now do we have 2 Iron Man in this? So we got Spider Iron Man, and then we've got Iron Man.
War Machine. Because Colonel Rhodes is just a guy.
But that's fine. But like War Machine was part of the Marvel storyline. He was part of the Marvel Comics.
Right.
Like, Spider-Man doesn't really have, like, at least as a teenager still in high school, he doesn't have this souped up, like, metal suit and everything like that. I've seen images of him, like, later in his life whenever he has, like, better suits and everything, but I don't know how I feel about that. I think it would almost hamper Spider-Man because he has to be flexible. Like, he relies on a lot of physical strength, but he relies a lot on agility. So I didn't know how you felt about it. I don't know if I like it. So
we just saw such a small sampling size in the trailer that it didn't really bother me. I did notice the suit, and I thought, oh, that's different.
I mean, it looks.
I have no opinion.
It looks badass, but it's like almost having two Iron Man in the series.
Yeah, I have no opinion. So here's a question for you. So say the Thanos attacks in real life tomorrow, and all hell's breaking loose, and you're there, you're vulnerable, and one Avenger, one and only one Avenger, can be by your side, being your, I guess, bodyguard, helping you survive. Who would you pick? Who would be the one Avenger?
That's interesting. That's an interesting question. Think about that for a second.
It's a tough question.
I'll break down. I know for a fact I wouldn't have Spider-Man.
You wouldn't?
I would not, only because we've seen what happened in Homecoming. He's very hot-headed because he's at a young age. So I don't think he would be the greatest strategist to get me out of a particular situation. So I don't think I would have Spider-Man. I could see Tony Stark. Absolutely. Tony Stark and Captain America are obvious choices. So I don't want to pick them. I want to go for an unobvious one. It's interesting. Do you have a pick?
Part of me wanted to say the Hulk because I feel like he's the strongest, and he would. But is he? Again, he goes back to the hot-headedness. Would he be under control enough to protect me? You know, he would definitely do some damage. I think Hulk is the strongest of the superheroes. Maybe I would say, hey, you know, you
haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, so I can't make the comment that I want to make.
So here's what else.
Because I have an interesting thought about what you just said, but I can't say it because it'll spoil something. So
maybe Natasha Romanoff, just because, hey,
look,
if shit's going to hell,
it's the end of the world, baby. Baby, it's the end of the world. Like,
what have we got to lose?
Guy and a girl, come on, like. It's the end of the world. Like, come on.
Just throwing it out there. Just, hey.
That's interesting. Honestly, like, if I had to pick one, I'd have to go with, like, Captain America.
Captain America's a
I'd
good
have to go with
choice.
Captain America. Once
he
again,
would
it's
be
the
loyal.
obvious choice. He's loyal. He's a good strategist. He's like basically the
and
leader,
he's a super soldier,
of the
so
Avengers.
that doesn't hurt.
Like we saw it in Avengers 1. He was one directing everybody to do what they're doing. Like Tony, can you take out like those? Like, you know, you two, you know, go do this. And he told Hulk, go smash, blah, blah, blah. He was the one directing the fight. Like, he was the one in the beginning of Avengers 2. He was basically directing the fight at the beginning of that movie.
In the Avengers comics, he's the leader of the Avengers. You don't see that as much in the films. If anything, I'd say maybe Nick Fury or Tony Stark would be the leaders. But everybody kind of does their own fucking thing anyway.
Tony Stark is a close second. He's a very close second. He's like, I mean, I guess that's the reason why, like in the Avengers comic book, when Civil War happened, it was Tony Stark versus
Captain America.
Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Like, it was those two, and that's the same thing in Captain America Civil War. It was Tony Stark versus Steve Rogers, because they're both the de facto leaders of the Avengers, essentially. So I would probably still go with Captain America, to be honest with you, because once Tony's suit breaks, what does he have? What does Iron Man have once his suit is broken? Let's be honest.
About $1 gajillion.
Yeah, well, let's throw $1 gajillion at Thanos. Let's be like, Thanos, make it rain on Thanos. Let's see what he does.
So here's the thing about Loki. Talk about Loki here for a minute. In the scene we were talking about a minute ago, where you see him handing the Tesseract, which is an Infinity Stone, to someone off screen. We're assuming it's somebody involved with Thanos.
It has to be.
Because he has that stone. But was he always loyal to Thanos? Was he, or is it classic Loki only looking out for himself.
Once again, you haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, so I have a different mindset about Loki than you might have.
Without giving me spoilers, give me your mind. I don't give a shit.
Loki's always in it for himself.
He always is. Yes,
he's always in it for himself.
You don't need to see Thor Ragnarok to know that he's always about number one.
He's got some great moments in Thor Ragnarok, but in the end, for the most part, he is always in it for himself. If when push comes to shove and there's no other way out, he's in it for himself. It doesn't matter.
If it benefits him to be on the same side as Thor, his brother Thor, in the Avengers, then he's going to do it. If it benefits him to be on the same side as Thanos and all his gang, then he's going to do that too.
God, I just want you to go see Thor so badly.
Loki is going to do what's best for Loki. He's always looking out for number one.
Loki does Loki.
Yes,
that's what he does.
You gotta respect that.
I cannot not respect it. So, one thing I wanted to bring up: what did you think about the Thanos' look? Because it changed slightly from we saw him at the end of Avengers 1 after the credits. It changed slightly. He's wearing a different set of armor to the point where he's basically wearing like a sleeveless vest. I don't know what you want to call it.
He just went to GTL, I guess.
Basically, yeah. Like he doesn't have the classic helmet that he has in like the comic books that they put at the end of Avengers 1. I heard some criticism from other people that they were like they don't particularly like his look. He doesn't look like he's raring for battle. He looks like it's like very casual look for him. And I didn't mind it as much, but I didn't know if you had any thoughts on it.
The only thing I have to say about that, Josh Brolin. Amazing actor.
Yes.
He is going to do great.
He had a great narration in the trailer.
Yes.
In the trailer, he had a fantastic, it was Tony Stark had some narration. Was it just him and Thanos that had some narration? I can't remember. I can't remember if there's a third person.
At the very beginning, they were like, each Avenger had a line.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Nick Fury said something. Captain America said something.
Black
Widow said, but then when it got to the actual action,
like halfway through, the rest of it was him.
Was those two,
and the second, his voice, the second he started speaking, you're like, this is a being that is taking no shit. Like, he is, like... It calls back to that idea that I had when Thanos first shows up and he comes out of the portal. He doesn't care about what's going on Earth. He doesn't care about the Avengers. He's dismissive about them. To them, they're nothing but ants. To them, they're nothing but bugs for him to walk over. He just looks at them and is like, whatever. Like he had that look. He didn't have much emotion on his face when dealing with them. We see Tony in the Iron Man suit get punched down by Thanos. We see him taking Spider-Man, like you said before, choke slamming him, and through it all, dude is it doesn't seem like he cares. Like these are mere mortals to a god, essentially.
I agree, but I just can't get enough of my bromance for Josh Brolin. He, just recently we did a recap of Men in Black. We did a throwback cinema of Men in Black. Josh Brolin was in Men in Black 3. Where he played young K, which we talked about briefly.
I liked him as young
Men
K.
in Black 3, I liked significantly better than Men in Black 2, but it wasn't better than Men in Black 1, honestly.
No,
but Men in Black 3 I enjoyed, especially Josh Brolin's character, where he was amazing playing a young Tommy Lee Jones. Like, being an actor, playing somebody.
I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
Exactly. That's what he was doing. And it was so good. And then I just watched another movie recently, Hail Caesar. And it has Josh Brolin in it, and George Clooney, and Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum, Josh Gad. It was so good. And he was, of all that all-star cast, he's the one that stole the show. So I just love Josh Brolin and everything he does. And I just know he's going to kill it as Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it. So as far as his look goes, I could care less. I don't... People get butthurt. Hardcore comic book nerds get butthurt because something is different than what they read in the comics or saw in the comics. And I don't give two shits about that. It is based off of that idea.
Well, I think people are very wary these days about those things because... people want something new and original, but at the same time, they want their new and originality to be set in what they know about what. Like the only reason why these movies, like I'm not gonna say the only reason why these movies are as good as they are, but the biggest reason why people love these movies is because it harkers back to some people's childhood, like reading these comic books and taking what they read as a child, some people were made fun of, and seeing it on the big screen, and these are so popular. Comic book fans and fans of these movies have become a lot wary, especially since Batman v Superman, where they completely fucked up Doomsday in that movie. First of all, they spoiled Doomsday, then they changed his character from what the comic book was and fucked up his design. So I think a lot of people, whenever they change the design of a character from what they... Like, when people loved the design of Thanos at the end of Avengers because it looks like Thanos from the comic books. This Thanos, at least like outfit-wise and what he's wearing and sort of what he looks, doesn't completely look like what he looked in the comic books, especially when everybody thinks they already did it right in the first Avengers. So a lot of people are like, are they going to fuck it up? Are they going to Doomsday this? Like, are they going to Batman v Superman this with Thanos? Like, we want to love this movie. I don't want that to happen. When
you compare Walt Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe to the DC films, it's like comparing apples to kangaroos. I mean, there's nothing...
It is, but they're both superhero franchises. They both have villains that people have been waiting to see on big screen that have had their looks changed for whatever perspective that people are doing it. So I think people have a right to be wary. I'm not worried about it, but I think people that are hardcore about it have a right to be a little concerned that they're going to screw it up. They're going to screw up the design and what he's about.
Fucking Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver were X-Men, for crying out loud, that just happened to be part of the Avengers.
But that's not and
they had to change that.
Yeah, they had to change that. That's not a design choice. It was a legality because they could not get the rights of X-Men from Fox. That's not the same as a design choice by deciding to change the design of a character. You know, it's not the same thing. So
I'm just saying,
I know,
because they had to change it. They did. And it fucking worked.
But they didn't have to change Thanos. They chose to do that.
I'm fine with change.
It's like I said, I don't have a problem with it, but I'm just saying I can understand why some hardcore fans are not concerned, but they're a little worried about making sure that it's done right. So who knows? I know we're all looking forward to it. I myself, as you can see, we've gone 45 minutes talking about this trailer.
Can't wait.
We cannot wait for it.
We will probably be discussing it more down the road. I know a second trailer is going to be released.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to watch any more trailers. No more trailers for this movie because they spoiled things in Thor Ragnarok. Trailers these days have a tendency to spoil a lot of things. Mm-hmm. I honestly may just not watch another trailer for this movie until it comes out. I really might not. I'm super hyped for it as of now from this one trailer. It might be enough to make me last. Because like I said, in a couple months, we got Black Panther. In 2 weeks, we've got the next Star Wars movie. Like, I'm set. I don't need to see any other trailers. So...
And we've got that Olsen.
Oh, yeah. That Olsen. So you know what I did see recently? I don't know if you saw it. I saw the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
I saw it.
Did you? I finally watched it. I can't remember if we talked about it or not. What did you think of it? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. I want to see more, though. I want this universe to continue forever, and I know, unfortunately, it's not going to. But it's one of these films that it could be a shit movie, and my love for the franchise is just all-encompassing, that it makes me like a shit film, a standalone shit film, even a little more than I should, because it's a part of a thing that I love.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides was terrible.
Oh, it was horrible.
The mermaids and shit. That was a bad film. This movie was better than that. It was. Was it better than Curse of the Black Pearl? No. Fucking no. The Curse of the Black Pearl is an amazing picture. And I would put that up there against a lot of movies. But I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was good.
You know what? I agree. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. There was a lot of plot holes in this movie, though, that are almost unacceptable, but I still enjoyed it. I think one of the biggest plot holes, and my sister pointed this out too because we watched it together, we were like, why does Captain Sparrow giving away the compass that points to your heart's desire shatter the rocks to free Captain Salazar's ship? What does those two things have in common?
Apparently, it was a part of the prophecy. Do we know why that was a part of the prophecy? No, we don't. But that was...
You plugged a hole? Now let me poke another hole in that
Okay.
for you, because we've seen throughout the original trilogy Johnny Depp lose or give away that compass many times. Why didn't none of those times all of a sudden...
He's never given it away. The monkey has been taking it. That damn monkey.
He gave it he gave it away to
Gibbs.
yeah.
He did give it to Gibbs.
He gave it away.
You're fucking right.
He gave it away.
He gave it to Gibbs.
And
to
Salazar
use it.
didn't. Yeah.
He
To track him.
He gave it to Gibbs on the island so Gibbs could find where he was.
Yeah. He gave it away. How does what exactly?
Maybe because he gave it to Gibbs, he didn't let him keep it. He just loaned it to
relevant
him?
because the second.
How do you know?
Well, because for example, like in this movie, Dead Man Tell No Tales, he didn't complete the transaction. He said, "How about a barter?" And he puts down the compass. The second he puts down the compass, the rumbling starts happening, and the fucking rock shatters. And it's not like he put down the compass and traded the thing with the intention of getting it back later, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, like later on it did it. No, the second he put it down to trade for rum, rock shattered.
He definitely has an alcoholism problem. If you're,
He was really drunk at the beginning of the bank heist scene. I thought that was a really, I had a good laugh about
the bank
that
heist scene was good.
Now, what am I doing? I'm robbing the bank. as these English soldiers are pointing rifles at him.
Yeah, he remembered. Oh, robbing the bank. Yeah,
It's great. There's just a lot of glaring plot holes in this movie. Like, here's the biggest plot hole. The biggest problem that I have with this movie that makes it so unbelievable. Why is Turner and the Flying Dutchman turning into what Davy Jones's Flying Dutchman was? Why is he growing shit on his face? Why is a Dutchman not a pure boat anymore? What is going on? Why the fuck was he cursed? You remember that? That was basically the basis of the entire story.
When Will Turner stabbed Davy Jones' heart at World's End, and he became the captain of the Flying Dutchman, you first saw him. He looked like just a regular pirate with a regular crew on a regular ship.
After 10 years, you saw him like that.
Yeah, because they said, oh, he was only cursed because he wasn't ferrying the dead.
Yes.
He wasn't doing his job, what he was supposed to do. So as long as Will was keeping up with his job, then he'd be all right. But you did. He didn't look anywhere near as bad as Davy Jones.
But you could tell that he was going down that path.
Maybe he just, I don't know, maybe fucking slept in a few times, missed a few.
He's an immortal. He's basically, he doesn't need to sleep. Period. Like it made zero sense. It was basically the writers couldn't figure out how to get Will's son involved and Will Turner involved in the movies anymore, to the point where they just made something up. It made no sense. And then the fact that, like, for example, whenever the whole point is his son rows out and then puts rocks in a sack and throws it overboard, so he sinks down to where the Flying Dutchman is, and then it surfaces, and Will comes out and is like, you need to leave me alone, I'm cursed, you need to leave me alone. And then you hear, like, the voices in the background of, like, the crew, like, rousing and stuff like that, and Will has this worried look on his face like, you need to leave, they know you're here and stuff like that. He's captain of the Flying fucking Dutchman. Why is he worried about his crew?
Well, we saw what the crew was. They're the same crew that Davy Jones had. They were pretty much scallywags, man.
But he's captain of the ship. He's captain of the Flying Dutchman. It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
It's more of guidelines.
I'm just saying, those are two plot points I cannot stand because they made no sense. And they was basically writers just making it up for an excuse to continue the story. They could not figure out a way to make it work or to figure out a way to make it work.
So the Poseidon Trident was destroyed. Therefore, all magic now
all
is
curses. All curses are broken.
All
the curses of the sea are broken.
Okay. So that's, and you see the after credits.
Spoilers, if you've not seen this movie, we're going to spoil it. I don't give a shit because I want to talk about this too. At the after credits, we see Will returning back to Keira Knightley. Fantastic. Dime piece. Thank you very much. We see him returning to Keira Knightley. They have, obviously, a night of passionate lovemaking. They are both spent and laying in their bed. and
3 times, Will? That didn't happen in the film.
Yeah. We see that. There is like a quote-unquote dream sequence that is not a dream sequence where somebody walks into their bedroom. It's Davy Jones. Let's just say it. It's Davy Jones. Because you see his claw, blah, 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 and then he wakes up and you don't see it, and so Will thinks, oh, it's just a nightmare. But then the camera pans down, you see barnacles on the floor and shit like that from when Davy Jones is there.
Like a line of wet.
Yeah, line of water, just wetness. Like, yeah. He's dead! He wasn't cursed somewhere. He was killed. Death is not a curse. He was killed. That is, once again, just another excuse to bring back an old love character.
He was a great villain.
He was a great villain, but he is dead. His villainy is done. He was a villain for 2 movies. He's done. All right? You can bring in great villains, okay? I love Javier Bardem. He's a fantastic actor. He made a fantastic villain for Jack Sparrow, Captain Salazar. That was and you know what? It was a one-off villain. I don't think he's gonna come back in another movie, but he made a great villain. You can bring in new great villains for new great stories.
I'll tell you who I'd like to see is another plot hole. Well, maybe not. It's just a question that hasn't been answered yet. Calypso the Sea Witch. Yeah. We saw her be set free 3 films ago. And everybody was so worried. Oh, you release her and what the fuck happened to her? Where's she been?
She ain't done nothing.
Does she not have her magic powers anymore now that the Poseidon Trident is broken, or is she still a witch?
Here's the other thing.
We don't know.
Are there other gods now? Does Ares a god? Is Zeus a god? Like, I mean, come on. Like, what's going on with those things? I know it doesn't matter because it's on the sea, but let's be honest. I just thought of this. This is another point that I hated. How is it that Captain Barbossa knew how to free the fucking Black Pearl? How did he know how to do it?
How
did he know?
Because he had Blackbeard's sword, and he was the captain of the Queen Anne's Revenge after Blackbeard was killed. So he probably figured it out or asked some of the other crews. He's fucking Captain Barbossa. He
stabs the bottle the Black Pearl's in, and he says some weird fucking magic words or whatever kind of bullshit, and he's like, and it starts growing and it breaks out of the bottle and shit like that, and Johnny throws it on the ground and it grows to a certain height and then it's done, and Barbossa storms past like, she needs the water, and just throws it in the water. It's like, you don't know what's going on. You can't be certain.
Okay. How weird was the wedding scene? How bizarre was the wedding scene?
Which wedding? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
dude,
I love that scene so much.
I was like, this is so weird.
They were like a cult,
so unnecessary, but I love every minute of this.
They were like a cult, and they were doing a wedding scene in like the bones of a whale or some shit like that. Like it was insanity.
So bizarre. It was so weird. I was like, I watched it with Kristen, and we're both like, what the fuck's happening right now? How does this have any relevance for the story? Like, it has zero relevance at all, but it's incredible. I can't take my eyes off of it.
Yeah, it was a great scene. Johnny Depp character get captured essentially, and Captain Sparrow is being forced to marry this person he's wronged in the past, sister, who's like, I think it was like him dressed up in like a dress, honestly.
Was it Johnny Depp dressed up as a dress?
No, the other dude. Like,
oh, okay.
The other dude. I don't think it was, but I think they just used a lot of makeup to make a woman look really horrible. But it was like that. Like Captain Sparrow was like I got scabies. Like, you don't want to marry me. Like, oh, I got scabies too. Like it's like, oh. Like, it was a great scene.
It was so funny.
I'm getting sick and tired, though, in these movies of this like back and forth rivalry between Barbossa and Jack Sparrow. I'm getting a little tired of it because, like, all right, we already know it's the same storyline over and over again. Barbossa has a ship or a fleet. He captures Jack Sparrow, who has nothing. He ties him up. Jack Sparrow finds a way out of it, and in the end, they have to work together to stop the bad guy. It's like, it's the same story over and over and over again, to the point where I'm like, you guys are like brothers. Come on, get the fuck over it. Like,
they were like brothers.
They still are, though. That's the thing.
They do. Yeah. Is Barbossa dead?
Spoilers? No. Here's why. They're gonna bring him back again. They brought him back.
to.
They brought him back before. They're gonna bring him back again. Okay. The woman was for whatever reason. This woman that was the love interest for Will Turner's son was Barbossa's daughter.
A strange daughter.
A strange daughter that he left in like an orphanage or some shit like that. And somehow he had this tattoo on his arm that was the same design on this journal that he left for her or whatever kind of BS. Like, did he write the journal?
I think so.
Then
how did he not know that?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
well, I think he did eventually.
Like,
I think he did realize.
Well, like he's like the whole journal.
Used to have a jewel, right?
The journal explains to follow the stars, and whenever she takes the wheel and is like, "We have to follow the stars," he's like, "Oh, nonsense," and blah blah, like blah this and that and the other thing. Like he thought it was nonsense, basically, like following the stars and shit like that. It's like, you wrote about it then. Like, what the hell? You know where Poseidon's trident is. Why you wrote about it? Why do you need the fucking diary? You wrote about it. Why are you gonna go make a deal with Salazar? You know where the fucking trident is. I don't know.
Can't wait for the next one.
It was an entertaining movie. It was entertaining. It's just the two plot holes that I find unacceptable. The curse at the beginning and Salazar's release. Unacceptable. Besides that, good movie. Not bad.
Disney does it again.
Well, like I said, those are two extremely, extremely big plot holes. Scott.
Yes, sir.
And Jordy. Tell us how the people can get a hold of For Your Distraction.
All right. Well, if you want to get a hold of For Your Distraction, you can send us an email. foryourdistraction@gmail.com. foryourdistraction@gmail.com.
www.foryourdistraction@gmail.com.
Yeah, a part of the World Wide Web, if that exists tomorrow. But that's a whole nother podcast.
That's a hint for what I do want to talk about. But anyway, yes.
We'll talk about that next week. We're out of time.
So
if you want to listen to For Your Distraction, there's a whole bunch of different ways. You can find us on SoundCloud by searching For Your Distraction. You can subscribe to us on there. You can also listen to us on iTunes for all you Apple peeps by searching for Your Distraction and following us on there. You can also rate us or write us a little review. You can find us on our social medias. We are on Facebook. You can search for Your Distraction. Follow us there. You can tweet us at podcastfyd on Twitter. Search for Your Distraction on Twitter. Post all kinds of stuff on those two things. I do anyway. You're kind of getting away from the social media thing.
Not on purpose. I talk about it every episode. I'm back in school, so I'm a busy beaver. So
let's give a shout out to the beer of the show, Adam.
Yes.
The Crimson Cloak from the Stone Church Pizza House and Brew Pub in Hermitage, PA.
Good beer.
Good beer.
We drank it up.
My friend. Yes,
good
we
beer.
did. Yes, we did. So what else is going on? That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
We'll save everything else for another show.
Okay.
I got the cranks turning in my head. I got the wheels rolling. God. I got lots of things I want to bring up. But you know what? The show is only an hour long.
It's only an hour.
We can only fit so much.
And that Avenger trailer just blew our minds, so we needed to discuss that in nauseum. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will talk to you guys later.